company there, Chris?
No, good now.
All right. Welcome, everybody. This is 3VG at the movies. I like how both of my colleagues here are on mute, but we are here to talk about the 2024 film called Boy Kills World.
It's actually interesting that Chris is on mute right now because this movie is about a young man who is mute. And I really feel like it was because Bill Sarsgaard really didn't want to learn lines.
Unlike his older brother in Tarzan, who was acting. So,
but come on, man, we got to get this guy his points. You know, he was in it. He was Pennywise.
Hey, look, he took notes from his brother in Tarzan and was like, "What's your meal plan so I can look ripped just like you?"
He did.
You're not lying, man. You are not lying. He decided that P90X is the shit I need to be on. Look at that shit. Look at that. That's unnecessary.
Look at him the same. Man. See, I can't look at him the same because when I see this and I'm like, how did John Wick kill you again?
You were Pennywise.
His hubris. Remember that?
Hubris.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun. Voulez-vous avec moi? Give me the gun. Give me the gun. You idiot. He didn't shoot the last time. What?
Consequences.
Gun.
Yeah, it's a gun.
So, first off, DJ Sue.
Yes.
Could get me if I'm wrong. Didn't this movie premiere?
Yes. Yes.
At a film festival.
Yes, I went to the 2023 Toronto Film Festival, and I saw the movie there last September.
Oh,
and I said, walking out of the theater, I immediately text you, gentlemen, and I said, "Look, Boy Kills World. Go see this movie whenever it comes out. I don't care how you see it. Just watch this movie. It's something that you must experience."
The hell that Eris experienced at TIFF. This was his shining moment.
One of three.
Several shining moments.
Yeah, this movie is batshit crazy. He was right. I saw the trailer. I think after he told us about it, I think the trailer for it dropped, and I immediately was like, "Okay, this is definitely in the wheelhouse of insanity."
Yeah, because at the time when I saw this movie, I don't think this movie had a distributor at the time. Yeah, one was not available. So, because I was trying to look it up, I was like, damn, did they even put out a trailer for this? Because a lot of movies I saw at that festival had no trailers, they had nothing.
Yeah, once they got the distribution for it, I think that was where it got to a point where they put the trailer out. And I gotta be real, the way people reacted to the trailer, it was kind of the same way that people reacted to Speed Racing when they saw the trailer. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is insane. Because they thought it was a video game. This movie was based off a video game because of the way it looked.
But it is actually based on a book.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People didn't know that. They just thought it was a video game, and it had that same sort of like, the fuck is this kind of vibe? Not in a bad way, but just in the confusing, like, what is this?
Well, even if they did put it in a bad way, it probably reminded them, and this is actually a hallmark that I've noticed when it comes to millennials and late Gen Xers when it comes to this shit. There is a video gamey aspect in the marketing and the way it's edited and all the rest of that. We hear Eric said this all the time. We're on this level now. Oh, now it's the sewer level, yes. Or whatever like that. We hear that often a lot with that, and I noticed that in film, and especially in action movies, they come off very, very video gamey. There is, and come at D, not Sue or CJ, but to me, there's doing it like this movie, video game wise, and then there's you just Scott Pilgrim in the shit. Like, okay, we get it. We get it. You grew up watching Toonami. We get it. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
But see, that worked.
Then there's this where it's just very, like we say, it is still a video game. Like from the characters to the action you do, you can imagine. Like, all right, a good example when he finally had a fight in the square, and then he went over to the little garage, and it's like, okay, now this is level 2. Okay, from there he goes to the party. Now this is level 3. It's sort of like that, you know what I mean? Then there's just you just filleting whatever video game you like the most, you know what I mean? And you can see the hallmarks everywhere in the film.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what worked for Scott Pilgrim. It was the people that try to do movies, like you said, after Scott Pilgrim, where it's like, okay, there's Scott Pilgrim, which already knew it took its cues from video games from the comic, and then there's you're trying to do the same exact thing, but you don't have a basis to go off of it. And it's like,
yeah,
all right, cool, fine.
Like, I'm not a fan of Scott Pilgrim, but I allow it to be what it was because I think the best example. Remember he did that shitty Shoryuken and the coins came out? Yeah. You don't do that no more. But at the time, allow it to be what it was. You know what I mean? Because nothing else was like that.
And this movie fits in the wheelhouse of what Eris always says. It's like it's a revenge movie.
Not just any revenge movie. I said that this was I said it's the combination of if Deadpool and The Raid had a baby.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's like there is twists in this movie, and I think the twist actually works. And I'm glad the trailer didn't like show it, because trailers
didn't give it away.
Yeah, trailer didn't give it away.
The trailer didn't give it away. But when it happened when it happened at the dinner party, that's all I can say. When it happened at the dinner party, I was like,
yeah.
And then we got to the end. I knew it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where but
it didn't telegraph it. It didn't telegraph it.
That's the word, telegraph. Because it's like a lot of movies will telegraph twists and plots. And sometimes I don't mind that, because if I'm already entertained by a movie, I could give a shit if it's telegraphing, because it's like, well, I'm entertained. I don't care, because there's plenty of movies all three of us have watched where we're enjoying it, even though it hits those same beats and such. Like me and Sue, when we watched Furiosa, like it's the typical revenge film, and I told him like it reminded me of the first Mad Max. That was a revenge film, but I don't mind it because I'm entertained by what is in front of me, the acting and all that stuff. So that shit don't bother me. It's the same thing here. It's like it's a revenge film, but like you said, it's the Deadpool raid aspect of it that keeps you entertained.
And not just Deadpool aspect, but goes back to what I also said at the beginning. This is a video game. Like Furiosa was a video game. This movie is a video game. A lot of action movies now have that video game vibe.
Art imitates life, kind of.
Yeah,
like, and I think that,
and I'm okay with it.
No, I think it's just where your influence comes from, really. Yeah. And I don't see a problem with that. Like, there is some, like, we're not seeing it too much when you see filmmaking where it gets its cues from anime. We don't see that too much, but it's starting to
the Wachowskis. That's about it.
It's starting to leak in. It's starting to leak in now. To see now once again, much like Scott Pilgrim, when you kind of have to forgive the Matrix for going up its own ass. It's Ghost in the Shell. You can forgive it. You forgive it.
We're through the looking glass here.
Exactly. It's not straight up. We're through the looking glass here, people. This is just like Evangelion when blah blah blah. You can tell
this movie
where they get their cues from.
You know what? This movie. You know what? Now that you said anime, Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon. There are some episodes of that show, particularly when you get to Roberta, the maid that protects the family, where it goes batshit insane. It's like the show was already batshit insane with the violence and the gunplay, but then it just ramped up even more once they start introducing all these other characters, and it's like, okay, cool, yeah, got you.
There's another movie that came out after this that I felt it would have been this movie, but it took itself very seriously, and that's Monkey Man.
Oh yeah, Monkey Man. Yeah. See, Monkey Man was a little bit different because Monkey Man to me feels like
like John Wick.
It felt more John Wick.
It's more John Wick revenge. Yeah,
it felt like it came out the same Gareth Evans.
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, it felt like it came out that same type of tree. And same thing with John Wick. You can tell it was stuntmen. Now, did they get their cues from video games? Did they get their cues from anime? It's kind of harder to tell, but some kind of lean into it. And with this film, they kind of lean onto it for one big main reason, because he's a mute, and they did the clever thing. You hear my boy H. John Benjamin the whole movie, and I told this to my son. There's a reason why he's not in the movie. He's like, why didn't you put him in the movie, son? Look at this man. Does he look like he need to be in a movie? No. Bob's Burgers is an amazing voice actor. That's where it stops.
You don't put that. And
that's not me doing him dirty. That's how Hollywood kind of treats him to me, man. They don't want to put that nigga on camera, man. I kind of don't like that.
No, but see, for that, I call that character building, because since he is deaf mute, you have his inner voice just do all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's perfect.
And I just love the fact that he said, like, the reason why he picked that voice because that's the only voice he remembers, which is weird, cute, but weird to me.
I gotta sit there. I gotta point out Sharlto Copley. That man is in everything. He was in Monkey Man as the announcer in the ring. He is every bit of a South African.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, that's a white ass South African guy through and through, like just easily.
This guy, yeah.
But yeah, I have to shout him out because every movie he's in, you're bound to get some entertainment out of him in some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, all right, cool.
You know, the we got my favorite Dutch actress, Miss Ziana Onatop from Goldeneye. She's in this.
Yes, Femke
Janssen. Yeah.
Who I'm just like, I watched what's it, Knights of the Zodiac recently. I'm like, hey, she's still acting. Yay.
Yep. And she was in the Taken. She was in the Taken movies.
Yeah, she was born in 1964. So
she's 59.
59.
Woo! Go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. Many white women, all of this start flaring up. You doing good. You doing good.
when you just chilling and you're not really, stressing yourself out. I mean,
let me put it this way: Heidi Klum is going that way, and she hasn't. So that's what I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Also, also just to make this thing even more like kind of that video game retro-y vibe, they put Brett Gelman in this movie.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I said, "Oh, Stranger Things." Hi.
No. You know what it is for me?
We need a bit of a comic relief. Thank you.
No. You know what it is for me? The other guys. Hey guys, you want some Armor Palmers? That dude. That is bar none the funniest scene ever, because it's like he's playing the subservient like cuck to his wife in that movie, and she's all like going after fucking Will Ferrell in that film. I'm like, this is hilarious. For me though, very early in the movie, there's like, you know what, the movie tells you they're not fucking around very early, and that's when you see this tragedy.
Oh
yeah,
this rap.
Yeah, as soon as
any movie,
oh
my god, yeah, I do not know, like, what's his, like, I don't know how to pronounce his name because
Yayan
Ruhian.
Yayan.
I just call him Mad Dog. That's what
I call him Mad Dog also.
Everybody wants to call him Mad Dog. So, like, I see him and I just say Yayan because that's him. Indonesian martial arts, like martial artist and actor. Your boy is bad, okay?
As hell. It doesn't matter. He gives 1,000% of his body and all that to every fucking movie he's ever been in, man. I think that's what it is. Like, everybody appreciates his energy that he brings to any project, man. And I say this full chest, don't care. I will take him dying early in a movie over every Tony Jaa movie I've ever seen. I'm dead serious with that, yeah. He's that great to me. I like him. He's up there.
He's so great that the Raid 2 had him as a different character and they just made him a hobo. And I'm like,
which was
I was
funny.
about to say, how did they put you in the randomizer as a different character? That is awesome.
Because when they said he was going to be in the Raid 2, I'm like, what, did they resurrect Mad Dog? The fuck's
no,
going
he had
on
a
there?
twin. I thought they were going to go really lazy and say twin brother.
Nah, he's just a dude. He's just a
Mad
hobo.
Dog, that's lazy dog. Crazy, like, something different, something dog. You know what I mean?
And then Raid 3.
That's
then we get Raid 3, Hungry Dog.
Dude, if they put him in a Raid 3, they're gonna make him like fucking old boy from Kill Bill 2 with the fucking gray beard and shit.
Pai Mei.
They're gonna make him Pai Mei.
Like, that's where look,
Indonesian Pai Mei.
A part of me thinks that's what Hollywood wants to make him. is a pomade.
Oh, like our boy from Die Hard that got the Snickers out of the thing. That's what it feels like.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna make him Ken. They ain't gonna make him Zhang, man. They ain't gonna do that yet.
Nah, but like I said, I think the uniqueness of this movie, especially for this director has done nothing but short films. So this is his like major film.
Yeah. One other person was in this movie. He actually played one of the mercenaries. Our good old boy from the Old Spice commercials. He said, "Look at me. Look
Isaiah
at your
Mustafa.
man. Like, look at your man." Now back to me. Yes,
Isaiah man went full beard, like just. And I didn't notice it was him until I was like, "That ain't the Old Spice guy. No way. Ain't no way."
It is wide receiver himself.
It's really the beard. It's really the beard that does it, man. I wish I had a better picture. That was the only picture I could get of him. But yeah.
Also, Andrew Koji, dope guy. Me and Prime make the joke about the Snake Eyes movie. Like, that nigga should have been Snake Eyes, not Storm Shadow. Like, how the hell did you manage to sit there and overshadow Henry Golding in his movie? That's crazy.
The other and last, of course, last but not least, Jessica Roth.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Roth, she was awesome in this movie. Like for her character, I thought she was really cool, especially her design. When I saw her design, I said, "All right, here comes some future cosplays."
See,
every girl that has a midriff that has a solid abs are going to try to do her.
Or no. Oh, wait, AD. Or thanks to South Park, anyone who's on Ozempic.
The sick part about this is that
them some Ozempic abs right there too, dog.
Dude, that's
Ozempic and water and chicken and rice. That's what that is, right?
Nah, this is something D knows. This it's like when you look at Finn Balor, you're like, you have never seen bread in your life, haven't you? Not a bread. Bread just doesn't exist.
Nope. What I've learned is this. I learned this very recently. Every time we hear an actor say, "Oh, it's chicken and broccoli diet," they're bullshitting you. They're on some type of hormone. They're fucking lying to you. That also being said, Finn Balor probably eats like fucking Goku. It's probably pizzas, everything bread. What do you feel like? What does he do? Work the hell out. He's a wrestler. Of course, he's don't know how to do that shit. Yeah, he can maintain his body that way. Actors can't, and that's the tricky part, man. See, I'm not trying to say that actors can't reach that physique, but they have to cosmetically reach that look. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so they're going
to take shortcuts. It's going to happen.
You're right with certain actors do age. Like, look, I learned recently. Obviously, we know Sly Stallone when he did Expendables. For him to get into that shape, he did HGH. We knew that shit, right?
Oh yeah, we knew that.
Now the chicken and broccoli thing is legit because Chris Evans has said it. Like, yo, like I gotta eat chicken and broccoli. I can't eat shit else,
bro.
I can't eat.
Chris Evans. Every bodybuilder sculptor would tell you that's a crock of shit. That's all you ate.
Chris Evans also did say that he ate so much of it to be Captain America that he is sick of it.
I would too. Yeah. That's all you eat.
Everybody, all of them say they do it because that's going to be a part of your diet. But what happened was it's become kind of a buzz thing to say because Henry Cavill said that, Hugh Jackman said that, The Rock has always said that, which is total bull crap. He's about to be 50-something years old.
First
off, bull crap.
I looked at Eris in his face when that Fast 5 trailer dropped. I'm like, that nigga Rock is juicing.
Oh, super juicing.
When he speared Vin Diesel through that window, I was like, Walking Tall Rock would never be able to do this. What's happening here?
Not even Walking Tall Rock.
Doom Rock couldn't do that.
Yep, Doom Rock. G.I. Joe Rock might. No.
G.I. Joe was after Fast 5. G.I. Joe was after Fast 5.
The first one?
Yeah, it was Fast 5, then G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Okay,
so he was still big.
Really? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. But which one? Hold on.
G.I. Joe.
But hang on. Which started filming first?
No, it was Fast 5. It was Fast 5. Then they put him in G.I. Because you remember at that point, the whole thing was Rock his franchise Viagra, and then boom, they threw him in G.I. Joe. The bolt booster up.
True, you're right.
All right, no, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
But yeah, but here's the thing: it is not knocking these actors because they're actors. They're actors, you know what I mean? But and when you have to look good for an action movie, you're going to take shortcuts. It's going to freaking happen. Whether it's
At the end of
something
that, you
with
got a damn
hormones,
good trainer.
yes, I'm saying whether it's hormones or whether it's you killing yourself, which a lot of movies, a lot of movie producers don't want you doing no more. You can't. They don't like you going out there being tired when you get because when who was it? Not Bryan Singer. Yeah, I think it was Bryan Singer. He didn't like it when Hugh Jackman would show up fucking gassed and all the rest of this shit.
I'm pretty sure
So,
that's what I
yeah.
said. That's what I said at the start. I think Bill got pointers from his brother on how to get jacked because that.
Oh no, his brother. Oh come on.
When I,
I
saw
mean, even his
Tarzan,
brother-
I was like,
Now hold up, and here's another thing. A
he was
lot of
ripped in
people
the
don't.
Norseman too.
But here's the thing: a lot of people don't bring this in, and this is just period, not just actors, but everybody else. Genetics play a big part in it. If I take HGH, I'll just look wider and like D. Why you built like a house? If Eris did it, it'd be like if Eris did it, it'd be like, go ahead, Eris. Right. Like so.
Well, my dad is an athlete. Like my dad is an athlete. I've never seen my dad fat.
So
ever.
he's
That's what I'm
just
saying.
elbow.
Like if I did it,
DJ.
I'll look
Pretty
very
much.
jacked. If I did it, I'll look very jacked, little word, but I'll look like
Be Mark Henry.
I'll look like I need to be in a strongman contest. I look like I need to push a bus, which is cool. That's fat guy strong, so that makes sense. If you did it, Chris, yeah, you probably look like Sarsgaard too. So, but here's the game. I wasn't knocking an actor for doing that. I'm not because it's Hollywood. Everything's fake, man. It's like porno. Orgasms are fake. Everything's fake. Boobs are fake. All of it's fake. So,
But I think with this film though, it is kind of interesting seeing like the rollout of people I think critics have been kind of like, oh, this is actually not a bad movie. But like for something like this, I'm always wondering like, how can you make this movie? Like, do you guys feel this movie can be like a cult classic, basically? Do you feel it already is? Do you think it positioned
100%.
itself as a cult classic?
100%.
I don't like to call it a cult classic. I don't like saying that because sometimes only time will tell. To me, cult classics fall on, man, there's only like 5 people that watch this junk. Oh, this is gonna be the shit 10 years from now. Or like I did when I got done watching that movie Terror just the other day. Like, this sucks. It sucks, but it was kind of a weird kind of. I wonder in a few years, is this going to fall into this so bad it's good category? Sometimes you can just smell it. With this one, I think it's going to. I can say 50-50 to be honest.
Number one, I'm already going to point out a couple of things. For one thing, there's a spin-off video game that exists called Super Dragon Punch Force 3.
Because of course it is.
Great.
Which came out on April 24th of this year. And there's an animated series in development right now.
Of course it is.
Okay. Now that's where
Netflix throwing money at it or something.
Cult classic that gets ripped up. It's no longer a cult classic. It's a part of the machine. So it's trying to be a franchise. So that's a little bit different.
Which is a shame because I'm kind of not. It's a shame because I'm kind of I'm not a fan of like we got to franchise this shit. Because I think certain movies, it's like, why do you have to?
I don't think that it's more so that they're trying to franchise it. It's just because again, this movie's based on a book, and there's a whole lot more story that you can tell, and doing it animated is fine.
So it's an actual book series.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that part.
No, you're right.
No, because you've seen the opening. If you've seen the opening credits and the ending credits, that's the comic.
Oh, okay. I
thought that was a story.
Not being familiar with it, I was like, all right, cool.
So,
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, I would definitely.
But that's fine, man. That's more than fine. I hope it. And I do hope, and for legit, there's something weird, like because we've been to enough conventions where we've seen different properties go from small to gigantic out of nowhere. It just needs the right people to watch it. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. If it's not one of those series that goes directly up its own ass, I'm all for it, man.
This would have killed in like Hall H at Comic-Con for sure if they had a scissor reel for it and shit.
I do believe that. I mean, this is more. It's more as a directorial debut.
That's what I'm like that for something like this because. I think a lot of people, because this kind of ties into this movie, people forget like the pandemic produced a lot of folks that did movies and end up shopping it around because damn near everybody needed content and shit. And I feel this is one of those movies where somebody was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this movie and I'm gonna shop this around to somebody because somebody gonna want this.
Bro, the director actually spent 7 years. It took him 7 years to get this off the ground.
That tracks.
Yeah,
Especially if you look at the actor, if you look at the actors in this movie, it feels like it was like the perfect storm of getting these different combination of actors in this movie. Especially Bill Skarsgård, like he's coming off of John Wick 4, and everybody loved him in that movie. So it's like
I think Skarsgård.
Okay, you know what?
Remember, he's doing the mistake too, so he's been busy.
My mistake. I said comic book. Okay, number one, this movie, the vision that Moritz had was he wanted to make a comic book movie without the comic book. Now, this is based on a story. It's definitely based on the story that that he and another guy came up with. So I could see this becoming like a series of books.
Okay, that makes sense.
But see, in that sense, we've seen that with the Predator. We've seen that with Terminator. We've seen that in the past. Yeah, that's where it gets kind of, and that's why I say that as 50-50 on the cult thing, because the Predator was a cult classic too, and it ended up becoming bigger than what it was. Yeah, it happens a lot faster now than it did back in the day. You know what I mean?
Pretty much ease of access gives you the ability to see it there instead of home video.
Yeah, they started working on this movie. God, they worked on this movie the same time I worked on my movie. They worked on this in 2017 of just laying out the entire story, and it took them like 3 or 4 months just to write the first draft.
Dear.
And again, you just said it though. They were trying to make a comic book movie without making a comic, meaning that you're from scratch.
Hold up. This goes right into what you were just saying. The studios was like, this feels too much like a cult movie. It feels too niche and not mainstream enough. The director said, and I quote, we were like, but isn't that a good thing? And the studio said, not for us.
Well, of course, the studio is going to be the studio. Come on.
Exactly. They're going to want something that's known, something that can people see it. They go, oh, that's Superman. Oh, that's Wonder Woman, or whatever the hell it is.
Which is why Lionsgate ends up distributing it. So
exactly.
Oh yeah, I could definitely.
And
I could see Lions. Like,
here's the thing, Chris. Even if it was a Dark Horse comic, they want the same thing.
Actually, Lionsgate was one of the.
That's what I said. That's why I said that's why Lionsgate picked it up, because Lionsgate is good for picking up this kind of stuff, because they're like, all right, cool, we'll pick it up. We don't
both
mind.
Lionsgate and Roadside Attractions. Yeah,
that's a twofer right there. They will pick up something like this. If not them, it's
we only going to give you this much money.
Yeah, because it's definitely going to be Blumhouse. Blumhouse will be like, I don't know.
A24, no, thank you.
It's not classy enough.
Right. This movie, now the movie did come out on April 26th. Apparently, it finally got released in the U.S. on April 26th. Box office take was only $3.1 million.
Yeah, because it's like it's a niche movie.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure it's one of those scenarios where
how many theaters was it in?
That's what I want to know.
No, but here's the thing.
And also, remember, the advertisement for this wasn't everywhere, man.
But here's the thing:
only moviegoers, only people that stayed up to movies knew about this movie coming out.
The movie made its money on the back end because it's one of those movies, and I think because Kevin Smith broke it down when he remembers when he started doing Yoga Hosers and Tusk and all that stuff. He was breaking it down like, oh yeah, you think we're making movies and we're making money in the theaters? Oh no, we're making it on the back end when it gets distribution and shit. And it's probably the same thing with this one because this was made in another country, so they're probably getting 3 countries. So they're getting all these different sort of monetary, like, okay, you're going to make money on the back end in this country, that country, because you got deals for filming in this country. So it probably did decent business in the grand scheme of things once the dust settles. It just looks like on the front end it didn't make money.
So all right. So here's the box office in the U.S. and Canada. The movie was released alongside Unsung Hero and Challengers. It was projected to pull in at least $2 to $3 million, while being released in only 1,993 theaters in its opening weekend.
And it made $3 million.
And the movie made $819,000 on the first day. which including $500,000 from preview screenings.
Hmm.
It went on to debut to 1.6, and ultimately it made 3.
So, mission accomplished.
I still want to know what the budget for this movie was, because when you watch this movie, you know some money was put into it.
Look, we
But
did
it
the
also feels
podcast
like
on the
after a
raid.
lot of-
And we did the podcast on the raid, and that movie only cost like what, 2 million tops.
Yeah, for the first one.
Yeah, first one was 2 million. I think the sequel was only like 3 million, so it's like an extra million. And like you would never figure it because you think, okay, well maybe it's more. No, 2 million. And it's making me wonder, like, do you think they probably made this movie for cheap and everybody was just doing this thing for scale?
Probably. And that's
It's
what a lot of
possible.
these movies do. A lot of these movies do that when you're going to get the money on the back end. Yeah, everybody's pretty much going to be probably working on scale to, you know what I mean? Especially the actors. You know they are. So it wouldn't surprise me if everybody went into this like, well, I got my paycheck. I'm just going to be seeing paychecks from this like, 2 years from now. You know what I mean?
This is sitting on 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. They said it was positive. They gave it a 5.6 out of 10. Of course, the movie gave all the credit to Bill Skarsgård, his all-in performance.
Yep.
They stated the movie offers just enough action to offset its thinly written characters and predictable plot.
I agree.
Is that a bad thing though?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no, because I enjoyed this movie. It's just that, like, I made a good ass sandwich, and it was like, I wish it was before that. That's kind of how I felt like.
Because like sometimes it's like because
and that's why I say good and bad thing, because I think if you put more story in this, it would have been like, oh fuck me, hurry up. And I feel
fair statement, I think.
I mean,
if it was any more than it would be,
because that's why I always in this.
But at the same time, but let me just keep it real. At the same time, the third act needed some work. That's all it
Okay, yeah.
I am not throwing this in the trash. I am just saying that third act was rough.
It's the equivalent of you heat a microwave pizza and you think it's hot, and then you get to that one corner of it and it's still cold, like it came from the freezer. That shit.
I won't go all the way.
Hot on the outside. No. It's the convenience store burrito. Hot on the outside, icicle on the middle.
You get 2 bites in, you're like, oh man, it's a good burrito. Crunch.
No.
Ruined.
For me, it was more like how I make my Hot Pockets, where it's like I want it warm. Just give it to me warm. I don't want it scorching. Just give it to me warm, and you bite into it like this good. Fuck, it's still cold. God.
But it's still good though. Like, God, even taste.
Are you gonna eat the rest of this shit? Yeah, I am, man. I can. Hold on. Move this around.
You gotta move it around. You gotta turn it upside down.
Meatball joke. You take one of the hot meatballs and put it right on. Let the conductor heat down.
Let it distribute the heat around.
Hey, it's not a bad thing. It's just you just gotta sit back like.
Hold on. Did that for my kids because my kids, oh man, one day we cut out our diet was eating SpaghettiOs and shit like that, right? But I remember one time I was making some, I was like this, yeah, God, it's still cold. Let me stir that bitch up. There we go. Now it's warm.
Yeah, SpaghettiOs.
Because it's all scorched on the outside, see? So you got
yay high. I have had SpaghettiOs. That's how long it's been. Now in my head, I'm like, I'm curious to try it, but I don't know if my stomach is going to agree with me.
Yeah, no. Only reason why I don't, because there's enough sugar in your. Every time you bite into it, the sugar is telling you there ain't no diabetes down here. You want some? Them sugar pasta. That's sugar pasta, bro.
That's way more sugar than you were just supposed to put inside pasta in the first place. I'm like, bro, like y'all just dump like sugar like it's Kool-Aid and shit.
But just the overall, the overall synopsis. I mean, I'm not giving away the plot or anything, but the movie just revolved around literally a campaign of vengeance enacted by a martial arts expert rendered deaf mute by an attack that killed his entire family, and whose thoughts are presented as a inner voice derived from a childhood video game.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. The costume designs were actually not bad.
I love the costume designs in this movie.
This like, to me, this is a movie that can only be like, I think what really saves it for me is that when I thought it was going to be obnoxious, it wasn't, because
it could have. Ooh, it could have.
It could have. That's the reason I keep on telling us the errors. That's the reason why I didn't like Kingsman 2. Kingsman 2 smelled its shit off the first one and said, we can continue doing that, but let's do more.
Movie is
fair.
Definition.
I hated that
movie.
Fair.
Kingsman 2 is peak definition of you got too much dip on your chip, buddy. Chill.
Yeah. Remember that? Like, I'll never forget. Remember at the end where Pablo had the whip and he was doing all that shit. I leaned over to Chris. Wrap it up, B.
Hey, look. Once my man, what the fuck is his name?
Who's that? Ray Fiennes?
No, musician. God damn it. Elton John. When Elton John popped in, I looked over the D. I was like, "This is jumping the shark." You put this is jumping the shark here, bro.
Elton John, yes. When Elton John showed up, I was like, "Okay, England, we get it.
He's a national treasure. We get it.
He's a national treasure. He's the gay uncle that everybody wants over there. We understand. Okay, Jesus." But yeah, this movie came awfully close. Anyway, but yeah.
But yeah, that's it. So
yeah. My suggestion is give it a look. You will love it. I will guarantee. I won't say I guarantee you will love it, but you'll love what you'll see. I will say this, because of what I said about the third act, I can see a lot of people. It was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get somebody
that be like, I kind of feel like people do it, but me personally, I liked it. I'm not going to give no number on it, but I loved it. I liked it, man.
Yeah, I think people will surprisingly like it. It's one of those, like, I was flying home and I happened to catch it on the plane, so why not watch it? I mean,
you said I was flying home.
I saw it on the plane. Like, I'm not gonna say IMAX. I mean, it'd be probably look nice in IMAX. I ain't gonna get it twisted on that. It probably would look good in IMAX, but I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's like, oh, I gotta go to the theater and see it kind of thing, even though I should. I guess the kid in me will probably go to the theater to see it. So
fine.
10-year-old Eris is like, I guess we see it.
Because see this on my cousin's house.
I know, right? Get that black box. Let's go ahead and watch on that.
The Scrambler.
Let's watch it on the pay-per-view.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. 1, 2. No, you did it wrong. Shut the fuck up. I did see it work. I show you.
Anyways, folks, that is it for Boy Kills World. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.